am covering is going to be the different stages of grief. And I just did a huge series on divorce and my testimony, what I had experienced through mine. I am learning, and I have learned so much during that time in my life, and I'm wanting to share this, and hopefully this might be able to be a tool that will help somebody else. I just did a vlog about the different stages of abuse, or different types of abuse, and I want to stress to anybody out there that are watching these vlogs, it can happen both to female and male. I'm serious. And the relationship can be both male and female, or female and male, or male and male, or female and female. Believe me, it happens. And we have to be aware of our surroundings. We need to be, if you see something, or a person's or friend's behavior is changing or has changed, you need to ask the right words, the key words, or watch them. What signs are they giving? And give them the tools, and give them and empower them, uplift them, and validate they're okay. And that is one reason why I'm doing this, is to empower you and validate you are okay to ask for help. And it's okay to grieve. Going through a divorce or losing someone to death, there are stages, and divorce is like a death. My life before the divorce was, I was the mom of moms. I was the parent, school parent. I would help out with the school. I was involved with the PTA. I was a coach's mom. I handled the team roster. I would handle the orders for the sweatshirts and the t-shirts and the food and the drinks and the parties and the awards. And I would have parties at the house. Always had Sunday dinners at the house. It was a monthly party, and everyone's like, oh, we're going to Jay's house. I wore a heck of a mask, and no one really knew what Glam and Jay was going through. And I didn't want them to know. I wanted them to feel safe, because I was making a world for me to feel safe, and because my world was not safe. So I was so used to living in that world. And when I made that conscious decision to leave my husband at the time, or my ex-husband, I didn't realize the stages, the grieving, and my whole life has changed. I had ached to have that feeling, and it's been, what, 5 years later? Yeah, it was very difficult. Going through a divorce is very, very difficult, and it's difficult on different levels for different individuals. I can remember a time, and I was so resentful for this, and I want to stress this to you, because please don't do this to anybody. I remember my daughter was dating this individual, and this individual was going through therapy, and the family was going through therapy with them. And they hadn't invited me, knowing Sydney was my daughter, and knowing I was going through a hard time, and knowing I was in a sort of a bad situation, but really didn't know what was going on. And the topic was me, and I think they wanted me as the topic, and I was the topic, and I was not stating the reality of the daily fear that I was living in. It was much worse than I was in. I thought living with my ex, or with my husband at the time, was bad. What I was in was horrific. And I remember, and I stress this, don't do this to anybody, because you don't know what they're going through. And this crippled me. It did. And I don't think they knew, and I don't think they know. And if they watch this, they will understand. Maybe we should have handled that situation differently. They all were there, and the counselor had stated, I want you to grade Miss, my last name at the time, how well of a mother she is. And I'm thinking to myself how a mother that I am, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they have no idea what I'm going through, and I'm trying to fake it, and I'm not faking really well because I'm failing really badly, and I'm really depressed, and all of those emotions are going through me. And they said, you know, for what you're going through, I give you maybe a low B, high C, a C, you know, you could be doing this differently, or you know, you need to do this. And I'm thinking today, I made an error not telling them exactly what's going on. I made an error of not getting myself out of that situation, meaning the really ugly situation, because I felt helpless and not knowing I was. When you're abused, as long as you were, you're afraid to seek for help. That really kicked me thinking, my depression, how my daughter felt. I was given a grade. I was handling a situation, and they had no clue. So please don't grade anybody, not until you walk in their footsteps. And don't cast the first rock, because no one's perfect. There are 7 stages of grief. The first stage is shock. The second stage is denial. The third stage is anger. The fourth stage is bargaining. The fifth stage is depression. The sixth stage is testing. The seventh stage is acceptance. And I have added stage 8, and that is rebuilding. For me. Because you're rebuilding every day. You're learning every day. You're learning about yourself every day and how you can improve and help others. Shock. Yeah, I was always living in shock, meaning you hear about the affairs, you don't want to believe them, but you know what? I was in denial. I was in a stage of denial. I had made up the white lie, and my children telling me, you know, you need to leave, Mom. You're in a bad situation. If you have not listened to my vlogs about the divorce, start with vlog 1. It shows vlog 4, but actuality, it's vlog 1. I made an error on that stuff because I'm only human. This is not me. What's going on with me? Why is this happening with me? That was a denial. I'm a good person. Why is he having an affair? Why is he doing this to me? Why does he put me in these situations? Why am I making the decisions? Why am I spending money I shouldn't be spending? I was in denial. Anger. I was so angry at him. So angry at him for the fact that I had to make up a white lie. That I saw his phone, I looked on his phone, and his girlfriend at the time had texted him. In actuality, I didn't physically, I just looked. It's like me looking at this phone. I'm looking at the phone. I didn't go to the phone, and I want to stress that. I'm stressing. I didn't really want to know the truth. So what I did is I made an irrational decision. It was around Christmas time. I had left, and I wanted to have him hurt as much as I was hurting, and I made a really not a good decision, and I involved one of his best friends. And I'll tell you one thing, I regret that. I did what I did out of anger. Bargaining. What would I do to take away the pain? What can I do to take away this pain? I don't like feeling worthless. I don't feel like, I hate feeling the way I'm feeling. I'm a good person. I try as hard as I can. So what did I do? I accepted a behavior that was much worse. I allowed someone into my life who had harmed me much worse, where I have more trauma today because of it. I have my carry and conceal because of it. I now understand my laws of me as protection orders because of it. I thought I was bargaining, thinking I was allowing someone, and this person was manipulating the situation, and I was dancing with the devil. Depression. The depression started on is when the moment my children, the guilt of my children, meaning what can I do? What can I do to get my babies back? Trying to heal those years of abuse. Trying to heal of what I allowed. What I was allowing. Testing, seeking realistic solutions, testing, meaning in those vlogs that if you see it in vlog 6, I had ABC, 3 different vlogs in vlog 6, so actually it was 4. I had left. I was testing it. I ran away. I was testing it. I was playing chess. It's not a game to play. Divorce is not a game. You need to ask for help. You need to educate yourself. You need to empower yourself. You need to put people in your life that are safe, that are spiritually sound, that will uplift you, and put faith in your heart, knowing that you're going to heal through this. Acceptance. That was my Independence Day. May 7th is my Independence Day. Knowing the divorce is final. I got my strength. My children are going to get back into my life. And I'm starting to like myself. I'm starting to like who I am. I'm strong enough. I'm not allowing this evil individual to control who I am or how I feel about myself. I'm a good person. I make mistakes. Sometimes I make not wise decisions, and I'm going to owe up to them. Believe me, I'm only human. And I don't, it's not healthy to harm somebody else. During this process that I've gone through, I pray I didn't harm anybody. I thought about that. My children. I pray. My daughter today is still angry, but it's her healing time. My son knows the truth. And it's okay. It's all right. Rebuilding. When you're going through rebuilding, you are going to be facing ups and downs. You're going to have valleys, you're going to have mountains, but those mountains are not as tough. And when you get on top of those mountains and look over and say, I did that and I did that and did that, and you know what? I know what I can do different now. I know if I see somebody going through that, I can get them some advice, or I can get him to the right area to get the tools to do it differently, so they don't have to go through what I went through. It's okay. So when you deal with PTSD, I still deal with it. I can, even being where I am now, thousands of miles away, I still freak out if I see someone riding a bike, bald-headed. I'm being realistic. I freak out. My heart stops. I'm always looking over my shoulder. When I'm driving a car, I'm always looking in the mirrors just to making sure I'm not going to get hit from behind. There are different traumas in your life that will affect you. And you have to learn, what are the triggers? What can I do to calm myself down? And what I do, I take a deep breath. And I always tell people, take a deep breath, breathe. And if I can still remember this working at my jobs, take a deep breath, just breathe. Or when I'm counseling, just take a deep breath and breathe. That is what I do. Remove yourself from the situation just for a moment. Think before you speak. Try to remove the emotion from the situation. It's difficult. Believe me, but try. Grief is so much like death. The shock of it, the anger of it happening, the denial. No, it didn't happen. The divorce, the affairs never happened. You didn't die. Bargaining, depression, the testing of it, and the acceptance of the person being gone. I'm okay today. I'm okay. I can go into a room and I'll be okay sitting across the room. If my daughter gets married, I'm okay sitting in the room with my ex-husband. I'm all right. I am stable enough to say I can be an adult about the situation. And I have no ill feelings today because of it. Because I'm okay. Back then, he would have said to me, leave the room. And I would have stood up and left the room. He would have been in that kind of control back then. And today, no. First of all, Ray has really empowered me and given me the strength. And what I mean by that, and it's because God said, Jay, you're ready to be loved. I know what true love is. I don't live in the past anymore like I used to. I'm now recognizing my triggers. And that is the reason why I'm making these vlogs. Is there's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of books out there. There are different types of learning, different types of way of receiving and being taught or teaching. There are book form. There is instructing form. There is on hands. And I've always learned listening. I'm always listening. And it's with me teaching, I always have taught. I always wanted to make sure I knew how the individual was accepting the information, how they were learning. So I had to modify it to make sure they're able to grab on so they were getting the tools they're needing to get this situation accomplished. So that's one of the major reasons why I'm making these vlogs, is to share my testimonies, to share this knowledge. We're here as a team. I did not do this by myself. There are many people that they might not know. They are a key, a stepping stone in these situations. So I pray you are able to be someone's stepping stone and get them where they're needing to be, or you are a stepping stone for yourself to get into the right direction. Heal because of a divorce. Heal the grief because of a death. It's tough. And if someone tells you just get over it, it's been 6 months, that's not a true, no. Glam and Jay said no, just don't get over it. I am almost 49 years old, and I am now realizing my trigger of neglect. I now know my trigger of abuse. I now know the trigger of fear of acceptance. I now know it takes time. Some people learn faster than others. You will be okay. Believe me. I will pray for you. If you need me to pray for you, I'll pray for you. If you need help to get into a direction, let me know. Or let somebody know that you feel safe with that is healthy. So please have a beautiful day. Come back and visit. I love you. And be good to yourself. I cannot stress that. Be good to others. Because we just don't know what journey they're on. I love you more than you'll ever know. Thank you. Have a good day.